ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम नमो नारायणाय। 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 ओम हृतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ओम नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओम, सुप्रभातम। ओम शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ओम शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We will chant from the 20th verse. Om महेश्वासो महीभर्ता श्रीनिवासः सतांगतिः अनिरुद्धः सुरानन्दो गोविन्दो गोविदाम्पतिः मरीचिर्दमनो हंसः सुपर्णो भुजगोत्तमः हिरण्यनाभः सुतपाः पद्मनाभः प्रजापतिः अमृत्युः सर्वदृक्सिंहः सन्धाता सन्धिमान् स्थिरः अजो दुर्मर्षणः शास्ता विश्रुतात्मा सुरारिहा गुरुर्गुरुतमो धाम सत्यः सत्यपराक्रमः निमिषो निमिषस्रग्वी वाचस्पतिरुदारधीः. We have to start with this shloka today, and we start with the 209th Nama, Guruhu. Guruhu is a Nama which has been discussed by umpteen number of people. Every Acharya talks about it. Why is it so? Gukarasthu andakarorvai rukarasthan nirodhakaha saha guruhu. The one who removes the ignorance. Ignorance of what? One, ignorance of our own true nature and ignorance of the ephemeral nature of this whole universe. We take this universe to be truth and we take ourselves to be false. But what is that ourselves? The true inner being. That alone is truth, and this physical body, mind and intellect, all are false. This knowledge is given to us by Guru, and the Parama Guru is Bhagavan only. Because Bhagavan himself has created this whole world. It is he who taught the world. Whomever he has created, it is from him came the knowledge. That is why we chant Sadashiva Samarambham. Sadashiva is what? That Parabrahma Swarupa alone in the form of Shiva. Acharya Shankara writes, Sarva Vidyanam Upadrishtvat. Upadrishtvat meaning what? The one who gives the knowledge of all the knowledge, all the forms of knowledge. Sarva Vidyanam Sarvesham Janakatvat. Because he is the one who has created, the originator of the whole universe, he is called as Guruhu. We have seen a teacher, a preceptor, who gives us the knowledge and removes the ignorance of that particular field of knowledge. Anybody who gives any kind of knowledge is called Guruhu, because we were ignorant about that knowledge until the knowledge had come to us. Very many times we gain knowledge from children. We always think we have to teach children, but the amount of knowledge we learn from children is much more. So from that standpoint, even small children can be called as Guru. And what to talk of Bhagavan, who is the originator of the whole knowledge. Therefore, he is Guruhu. And not only that, he is Guru Tamaha. Guru Tamaha meaning what? The one who is ultimate. Virinchadi Namapi. Virinchadi Namapi meaning even to Brahma. Parabrahma Swarupa, Parabrahma who is a creator, even to him Brahma Vidya Sampratayakatvat, because he gave the real knowledge of the Supreme even to Brahma himself. That means he was much before that Brahma, and he gave right from Brahma, he has given the knowledge to everybody. Therefore, he is not only Guru, he is Guru Tamaha. Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam. The Upanishad says, the Shvetashvatara Upanishad says, Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tamhadevam Atma Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. The Upanishad says, Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati, the one who even taught Brahma Vidya. This is an Upanishad Vakya, please note. Upanishad Vakya meaning what? Given, even that Upanishad Vakya is given by Bhagavan himself. So Bhagavan himself declares, I have given this knowledge to even Brahma. Therefore, Bhagavan is Guru Tamaha. The next one is a very beautiful Nama called Dhama. What is Dhama? Dhama the first meaning is the best abode. What is abode? That which holds, that which takes care. Now, for example, from the ordinary standpoint, from our common standpoint, our house is our abode. That is the place where we take shelter. And cutting the long story short, the highest abode is Bhagavan. That is where we have to actually take shelter. That is why we say, Kayena vacha manasa indriyairva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayana iti samarpayami. We surrender everything at his feet. Anyatha sharanam nasti iti. Then, Dhama also means Jyotihi. What is this Jyotihi? Jyotihi is the self-effulgent, radiant reality. Therefore, he is the supreme light of all lights. Meaning, light of lights meaning what? The supreme knowledge, the ultimate knowledge, the ultimate abode. That alone, underline, that alone can take us out of this samsara or cycle of birth and death. Sarva kamanam aspadatvat. Sarva kamanam, he is the very source of all desires. And the ultimate desire again is what? He himself. Therefore, aspadatvatva dhamaha. We chant in Narayana Suktam, found in Narayana Upanishad, Narayana paro jyotiratma Narayana paraha. In Narayana Suktam, when we chant, this particular line comes, Narayana paraha. He is that supreme. He is a supreme radiance and therefore he is Jyotihi. It has been established even in the Upanishads. Param Brahma Parandhama. Param Brahma, this supreme Brahman, is alone the supreme Dhama. All other Dhama are temporary. So in all application forms, if they permit, when there is a temporary address, permanent address, we may fill. What is that? Permanent address, Param Dhama. But they will not approve. In the worldly life, they won't approve. Otherwise, that is the truth. Any address in this world is temporary only. Param Dhama alone is Param, the supreme, and therefore Bhagavad Gita says, Yad Gatva na nivartante tad Dhama paramam mama. Whatever, whichever Dhama you may have, which is temporary, which we may as though claim permanent. But the permanent Dhama is Parabrahma alone, and once having reached there, there is no coming back. Yad Gatva na nivartante tad Dhama paramam mama. Therefore, he is called as Dhama. Satyaha. Satyaha we have seen earlier also. In the 106th Nama, we have seen Satyaha. Satyaha can be interpreted in so many forms. We have already seen Trikala bhadita vastu iti satyam yatrikaleshu tishtati. That alone, which is at all three periods of time, tadeva satyam. Here Acharya describes it with a different angle of vision. Satyavachana rupatvat satyaha. The one in the form of the value of speaking truth. A very beautiful way of looking. Satyavachana rupatvat. He is there in the value of truth, speaking truth. Vachaha here is given importance. Vachaha meaning what? The speaking aspect of it. See, in the world also, if you look at it in the world also, the speech forms a very most important aspect of all relationships, all work. If I even in family, the words spoken, the tone spoken can bring so much of love and affection or hatred and disaster because of speech. If only one can tame, one can train oneself and speak appropriately. We always expect others to speak properly. We always expect other to be truthful. We always expect other to speak softly and nicely. But how much are we so? Is always debatable, is always questionable. True, we all fall prey for that circumstances, that atmosphere, that situation. The force of the situation many times make our words good, bad, indifferent. However, what is required here is, one is truthful speech, another one is satyam priya hitam cha vada, says Shastra. Satyam you have to speak, with love we have to speak, and for the sake of good we have to speak. And this satyam, truth, love and goodness all put together is nothing but Bhagavan Swarupa. Therefore he is also called Satyaha. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is the very Swarupa of Bhagavan. Therefore, this we have seen several times. Therefore, he is Satyaha, the existence itself. Satya Parakramaha, a very, very beautiful nama. We will first see what Acharya Shankara says. Satyaha avitataha parakramaha yasya saha Satya Parakramaha. Avitataha is a very beautiful explanation. That capacity to remove the obstacles is not wasted is a very beautiful term used. What is that term? All the efforts that are put in to maintain that satyam will never be wasted, is what actually it means. Now we will analyze it a little more. In our common life, day-to-day life, you will find this maintenance of truth is more often compromised. To what extent, I can't understand. Certain times, the amount of falsehood people are. You call up somebody, what breakfast did you have? Very many times you will find they telling some fanciful breakfast. They would have had previous days idlis, usli. But it is not nice to say that I had previous days idlis, usli. Therefore they say, I prepared masala dosa today. Look at that. Very, very minute thing of life. To that extent people can't be truthful. What to talk of big, big terms? Isn't it? When you go to the office, I go 5 minutes late, then I have to give a reason. More often than not, I will not give the truthful reason. Think. I come home late, again I have to give a reason. More often than not, I will give the general reasonings, which may not be the truth. Think. I am talking it from the general standpoint. There are people who really are truthful, who give the true reasons. Those are all accepted. As we say, exception sustained in the language of law. Isn't it? But more often we find people are not truthful even in the petty matters which actually doesn't matter at all. Why? Because of the weakness of the mind. Think. It requires, honestly speaking, from how things are happening in the world today, it requires a tremendous amount of courage to say, this is the truth and this is what it is. Because we all are working towards a comfortable, convenient, conducive atmospheres in our life. To gain that comfortable, convenient, conducive atmosphere, we are ready to even get into falsehood. Think. Even at home, between husband and wife, between parents and children, between children and grandparents, there are so many very petty occasions for which we don't keep up truthfulness. And then we know the whole world is full of falsehood. And therefore, it appears as though we require courage to maintain truth. Courage from what? Courage to counter our own weak mind's proposals. Therefore, Satya Parakramaha, when it is said, there are so many occasions which comes in front of us where we can be truthful, and there are so many obstacles to it. I must have the courage to withstand all those forces and remain truthful to myself. Then there are so many people giving so many excuses. No, Swamiji, if in case this happens, that did not happen to you, why are you dreaming about it? No, I saw one serial, one rishi was sitting and meditating, and some lady was, this is a very common example. One lady came, she was running and trying to escape from 2 or 3 goondas who were following her, and then she went into the kutira and she hid herself. When those people came and asked this rishi, where did she go? He showed a different direction. That means that rishi was not truthful. Arey, why are you bothered about all that? Think. Those are all meant for depicting some other information, some other value that we will see later. Are you truthful to your simplest form? Be simple. Think. Therefore, it requires lot of courage to say no whenever certain occasions come. I can escape. I can pass this situation. I can go out of this situation by telling something, by doing something, and run away. Think. It requires courage at the small petty levels. Then again it requires courage to hold on to truthfulness when there are problems, strong problems. And that can probably, one truth can even bring in disaster. Then we decide, how can we maintain the truth, at the same time escape or cross over this situation. One needs to work. Therefore, this maintenance of truthfulness is very, very important. The second part is, how much can I maintain the knowledge of the Supreme while I am functioning in the world outside, while I am functioning with all the falsehoods of life? Knowing very well, this whole experience is ephemeral. This whole experience of the ephemeral world is temporary. That supreme abode alone is truth. To maintain that and then function in the world requires courage, because mind, for what it is, will fall prey for all petty pleasures. Therefore, one requires a greater amount of courage to hold on to the truth and say no to all these unwanted things of life. Therefore, Bhagavan is called as Satya Parakramaha, because he is the one who is the ultimate abode and who need not have to fall prey for everything, because everything is he himself. And Parakramaha is a word used to denote that even you and I can become courageous enough, bold enough to maintain that supreme nature in us. Alright, continuing. Nimishaha. It's a very beautiful word again. What is Nimishaha? The one whose eyes are closed during Yoga Nidra. Nimilite yataha netre Yoga Nidraha tasyataha iti Nimishaha. The one who keeps his eyes closed and is in, we may add this word, and is in Yoga Nidra. What is Yoga Nidra? Yoga Nidra is a beautiful experience of remaining at peace without any disturbance of the mind, yet awake. Closing the eyes does not mean going to sleep. This Yoga Nidra is a very beautiful experience. During our course also, Whenever this yoga classes were there, then we were all waiting for the last part. What is that? Shavasana. And in Shavasana, and that master also was very wonderful. He had a very beautiful voice, soft toned voice. He would say, now all of you don't sleep, be awake and experience the relaxation. And then he would say, now move your toes, relax. Move your feet, relax. Move your thighs, relax. By the time he comes to abdomen, his words cannot be heard. Why? There are a lot of people snoring. Think. Relax. People would snore. That is not yoga nidra, that is proper nidra only. Yoga nidra is what? In that shavasana, when I sleep, when I am lying down, not sleep, in that shavasana, lying down, I am completely awake and completely at ease. Completely relaxed. Now here with reference to Bhagavan, he is in the Shesha Shayana, there he is resting his head on his hand and his eyes are closed. His eyes are closed, but he sees everything. We keep our eyes open and many times we don't see anything properly. Is it not? His eyes are closed, yet he sees everything. And this is the form called as Yoga Nidra. Nimishaha. And immediately Bhagavan says, Animishaha. Who is Bhagavan? First is Nimishaha. He has closed his eyes in Yoga Nidra. And what is Animishaha? The one who is ever awake. He is ever awake as the very Atman of this whole universe. Nitya Prabuddha Swarupatva. Prabhuta Swarupatvat, meaning the one who is the very essence. And eternally he is awake as what? Atman. Matsya Rupataya. Matsya Rupataya means in the form of fish. One whose eyes are never closed in his avatara, as Matsya, in the Matsya avatara. Atma Rupataya va Animishaha. The one who never closes his eyes, meaning he is all the time awake, all the time aware and sees the whole universe and controls and blesses the whole universe. Therefore he is called as Animishaha. Sragvi. Srag actually means garland. Sragvi, the one who is wearing a garland. What is a garland made up of? Bhuta Tanmatra Rupam. Bhuta Tanmatra Rupam refers to the 5 elements, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi. As Vaijayanti meaning what? Vaijayanti Mala. This is a very common factor. Very many movies uses this Vaijayanti as a word in lot of songs, etc. Vaijayanti Mala is what? That garland which he is wearing, made out of Panchamahabhutani. Like different flowers we take and make a garland, he has picked up all the 5 elements. Srajam Nityam Vibharti iti Sragvi. One with the garland called Vaijayanti, made out of 5 elements. Pancha Tanmatras. Vachaspatirudaradhihi. Oh, long word, but very interesting. Nama Vachaspati Udaradhihi. Vachaha Vidyayaha Patihi Vachaspatihi. What does Vachaspati mean? The one who is the Lord of speech. Vach Vidya, knowledge of the speech. He is the Lord. One who is a master of all Vidyas. Now see, every knowledge is given or taken through what? through words, isn't it? Earlier days, we did not have books or etc., but Shravana Matrena. Of what? Words. Words is what? Veda Vakya, we say. Vakyam is the source of all knowledge. I gain the knowledge only through Vakyam. Whether it is from the book, whether it is from my teacher, whether it is from the Veda, whether it is of any other Shastra, it is words. The Lord of words, meaning the one who has actually created the Vedas itself, is it not? Therefore, he is Lord of speech. Vachaspatihi udaradhihi. Udaradhihi. Dhihi is the intellect. Udara means a very, very compassionate intellect which has given the whole Vedas for all of us to learn and move where? Towards him. And towards whom? Again we may say Vachaspati Rudaradhihi is as a very nama of Bhagavan. Through words he has been compassionate, Udaradhihi, to give us the highest knowledge of the Vedas. Sarvartha Vishayaha Dhihi Buddhihi Asya Iti. He has got the knowledge of Sarvartha Vishayaha, which comprehends every form of knowledge. Iti Udaradhihi. And Acharya Shankara writes, Vachaspati Udaradhihi iti ekam nama. It is put together as one nama. We may say Vachaspatihi and Udaradhihi as different, but here he clarifies it is one simple nama, one single word. Ityekam nama. We now enter into the 24th shloka. Agranir Gramani Shriman Nyayo Neta Samirana Sahasramurdha Vishwatma Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. Agranir Gramani Shriman Nyayo Neta Samirana Sahasramurdha Vishwatma Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. Another beautiful shloka which has got about 10 names. We will see them. Agranihi. Acharya writes, Agram Prakrishtam Padam Nayati Mumukshun iti Agranihi. Mumukshun, a very, very beautiful word Acharya has used. What is that mumukshun? Of the people who are desirous to reach the Supreme. Mumukshu. Mokshum Ichha. Acharya clarifies in Tattvabodha. He says, who is a mumukshu? Moksho me bhuyat. May I gain moksha alone. Moksha Ichha mumukshuhu. To them, Agram Prishtakritam Padam. Agram meaning in the front. He helps all the mumukshus to put forward the step and move towards that Supreme. That is why it is said, when man takes one step towards God, God takes 10 steps towards him. But the first step has to be taken by man. We should never forget that. When we put our foot ahead to gain his supreme knowledge, then he helps us to put another 10 footsteps ahead. Therefore, Agram Prakrishtam Padam Nayati. Nayati means the one who leads, who gives way, who encourages us to gain the few more steps, strength to gain few more steps in reaching the Supreme. Agranihi. Here it is said, one who leads you ahead to the peak of perfection. Peak of perfection is nothing but Bhagavan. There is a spelling mistake here. It should be Gramanihi in the Sanskrita. In Kannada it is correct. Gramanihi. What is Gramanihi? Bhutagramasya netritvat. Bhutagramaha here indicates Indriyagramam. Bhutagramam is Indriyagramam, and the one who is a leader of every being who has senses, who has indriyas. Therefore, he is called as Gramanihi. And we see a very popular shloka in Bhagavad Gita, Sanniyamyendriya Gramam Sarvatra Samabuddhayah Te Prapnuvanti Mameva Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. The 15th chapter, it is not mentioned. 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita says, Sanniyamyendriya Gramam, the one who withholds, who restricts, restrains, Sanniyamya Indriya Gramam Sarvatra Samabuddhaya, with that who has an equipoised mind with everything. Te Mameva Prapnuvanti, they will reach me alone. Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha, and they will revel in the goodness of the whole world. Therefore, Gramanihi. Then the next word is very, very popular word, Shriman. This we have seen earlier in the 27th Nama also, and we have also seen in 178th Nama, which we will again see in 613th Nama. What is Shriman? Shrihi Kantihi Sarva Atishayini Asya. And another very beautiful explanation given by Acharya. Shrihi Kantihi. Kantihi means radiance. Sarva Atishayini. Sarva Atishayini means the radiance which is the most radiant among all. Or rather, all radiance put together, and this radiance is much above, much higher to all the radiances. Atishayini Asya iti Shriman. The one who is the most brilliant is what is meant here. Then comes the 221st Nama, Nyayaha. What is Nyayaha? Pramana Anugrahakaha Abhedakarakas Tarkaha Nyayaha. One who is in the form of reasoning. This Nyaya is a very, very loosely used word by everybody. For all petty and paltry things also we use Nyaya. And when we use Nyaya, very interestingly we will find, we use this Nyaya only for others, for pointing out at others. But on our own self we hardly point out Nyaya actually. But Pramana here meaning what? To establish. Anugrahakaha, the one who helps in reasoning. Alright. Now, Nehananasti Kinchana. This is a word which we bring in for understanding this Nyaya. What is Nyaya? There is no second here. I am the one and only. Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma, when it is said. How do you establish that? Only through Nyaya. Like for example, there are two people who go to the jewelry shop. Two people means, let us say, one husband and one wife. Husband and wife go to jewelry shop. And when they go to jewelry shop to buy jewels, how will the wife look at the ornaments and how will the husband look at the ornaments? Yeah, very, very interesting, episode given by one Acharya. He says, the wife looks at the jewelry shop and she looks at so many varieties of jewelry. She looks at the nose ring, the earring, the bangles, and then the bracelet and the anklet, and varieties of designs of each one of them. And then she gets lost into it. She takes hours together to select one particular jewelry. But look at the husband. For him everything is gold and he is only looking at his purse and the tag. Think. For him, it is a matter of money to be paid. For him, all these varieties does not look very enchanting because he is not going to wear any of them. Right? Now look at the same thing. The one who has understood the world looks at the world as all or nothing but expression of Bhagavan. And Bhagavan also clearly says, Iha, here, Nana na asti kinchana. We are all looking at this world as a place of entertainment, a place of enjoyment. Therefore, yena kena prakarena, I will want to enjoy this world. And for that, we want so many things. Acquiring, possessing, indulging, embracing, enjoying, all the petty pleasures of the world, we are lost into it. But what is the truth there? Iha nana na asti. Why? Everything is pervaded by Bhagavan, and it is only Bhagavan's expression appearing in. Remember the laws of causation? Effects are nothing but cause itself in different forms. The one who looks at different forms has not understood the truth. The one who looks at all forms as expression of Bhagavan, he has understood the truth. And this Nyaya is what? Reasoning. The one who has gained this reasoning of oneness, unity in diversity, lot of such statements are given, isn't it? What is the unity here? There is nothing but Parabrahma Swarupa Paramatma alone. Iha neha iha na nana asti kinchana is born out of reasoning. Nyaya pramana anugrahaka tarka. Tarka is what? Reasoning. Anugrahaka, the one which gives pramana. Pramana of what? Shastra anukula nyaya. It gives the nyaya with Shastra's anukula, taking the help of the Shastra. What is that nyaya? Ahameva Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. Nehana nasti kinchana. Ekameva dvitiyam Brahma. Tadeva tvam asi. Tattvamasi. Think all these are born out of Nyaya, reasoning. Therefore, he is also called Nyayaha. Neta. Jagad yantra nirvahakaha neta. He is the one who is in charge of the machinery called world. Another way of expression. What is that? I am that Supreme Lord. I am the Lord of the whole universe. Therefore, he is also called Neta. Samiranaha. What is Samiranaha? Swasana Rupena. Swasana Rupena meaning in the form of Shwasa, breath. Swasana Rupena. Bhutani Cheshtayati. He makes the creatures active. Make them work. Make them move. Cheshtayati iti Samiranaha. Being in the form of breath, he makes the body of this created beings to move forward or to set in motion. Alright, so Samiranaha. This is very simple to understand. If we are not, if we don't have the pranas properly, we become so weak and we can't even lift our one hand, one little finger we can't lift when we don't have prana shakti. Therefore, he is the prana shakti and therefore he is called as Samiranaha. Sahasramurdha. Sahasrani murdhanaha asya iti Sahasramurdha. He has got countless heads. Murdha is head. We have seen Sahasrashirsha Purushaha, Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat, Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva, Atyatishtaddashangulam, Purusha Suktam. Here also Sahasrashirsha Purusha, Sahasrashirisham Devam Vishwaksham Vishwashambhuvam. Sahasrashirisham. Bhagavan Vishnu has got thousands of heads. Thousands of heads is nothing but countless heads, or rather to say, all heads are Bhagavan's only. No, don't have lot of head weight. All heads are Bhagavan's alone. Vishwatma, very simple. Vishwasya Atma. He is the very essence in the whole universe. He is the very truth of whole universe. Vishwatma. Sahasra Akshaha. Again it is given different names with one meaning. Remember the first day when we said there are very many names with one meaning and there are one name with very many meanings. So in that one among the Sahasrakshaha, the one who has countless Akshaha, Sahasrani, Akshini, Yasya Saha Sahasrakshaha, one who has got countless eyes. Sahasrapat, Pat means legs. Sahasrani Padaha Asya Sahasrapat. He has got countless feet. I mean, he is everything. With this, we have completed 24. 2 shlokas we have completed. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.